Hello my sweet friends, welcome back. We are here with another monthly TBR video. If you guys are new here, this is my TBR jar. It's full of prompts, well it's not actually so full anymore, but it has a bunch of prompts in there. I'm gonna choose out 6 prompts and I'm gonna have to find a book from my TBR cart that works with that prompt, and that'll be my TBR for the month. Last month I did 6 books plus my book club book, so like 7 books total. However, I can't tell you our book club book this month yet because we haven't decided it. We haven't like discussed it yet. So I'll have 6 books plus whatever we choose as our book club book with my little like friend group, but yeah, I'm not sure what that is yet. But let's just get straight into it. I will say I feel like during May I wasn't really in the mood for romances and I much preferred fantasy. I don't know if that's like a permanent thing. I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to like say anything too soon, but I feel like I am moving more towards the fantasy genre as a whole and a little bit away from romance. I still want to read romance, I definitely do, especially as palette cleansers and things like that, but I just find that I'm not enjoying romance as much as I used to, and I'm enjoying fantasy a lot more, so I don't want to pick out too many romance books and only obviously pick them up when I'm in the mood for them. But we'll see what the prompts say because I obviously have to make it work with the prompt. Prompt number 1, a book with a black cover. That will work so easily for fantasy books. We have so many options already. I can already see so many. I feel like this is a good option. We have Only a Monster by Vanessa Len. I honestly don't really even know what this is about. I also feel like How Does It Feel could be a good contender. We could do Princess of Souls and probably Skyward. I don't think I want to do Skyward at the moment because I think I want to read some other Brando Sando before I get into the Skyward series. We could do Anatomy of Souls, but that's a lot more like purple than black. Did I say Anatomy of Souls? Anatomy of Songs? Sorry. I feel like those are kind of like the most black ones I have. So these are the options. These are all fantasy. I've heard really mixed things about How Does It Feel and I'm kind of scared about it. Like I don't know if it's going to be my vibe. Is it like dark romance vibes? Because I don't think that's for me. I got sent this as an ARC, but I've been too scared to pick it up. I'm gonna say no to this one. Every family has its secrets, but the summer Joan Chang Hunt goes to stay with her gran in London, she learns hers is bigger than most. The Hunts are one of 12 families in London with terrifying hidden powers. That kind of sounds fun. Okay, fine. I might go with this one. Only a Monster. I think this is YA. It also has reviews from Chloe Gong and Lynette Noni on the back, who are also YA authors, so I feel like it's surely YA. The text is big. The font is large. We love to see it. Yeah, I'm excited about that. That sounds really good. It also says something about a crush on a boy, so is it giving like fantasy romance vibes? Also set in London. That sounds really fun. I'm excited. Prompt number 2, buy a book that you've never heard anyone talk about. Okay. I am gonna save this till the end and we'll come back to it. We'll do some online shopping. That's really fun. I don't even remember writing that prompt, but I'm excited. I don't know how we're gonna find a book that I haven't heard anything about, but we'll see. Technically, it's just a book that I don't know anything about, or like I've never heard people talk about, but that doesn't mean that no one's ever talked about it, obviously. Prompt number 3, something with a princess. We could do Princess of Souls. I feel like that's the most like obvious choice. I'm sure there are other options with princesses. I feel like this could be a princess. Maybe not. This one doesn't say anything about a princess on the back. Maybe not. Again, I don't really know if any of these are about princesses. Okay, this book, Trial of the Sun Queen, is about like a group of girls who compete for the role of queen. But I don't know if that, like I don't think she's a princess. I really want to read this one, but I don't think it really fits. I think I'm gonna have to do Princess of Souls because, I mean, I'm assuming it's about a princess. This one is by Alexandra Christo, who is also the author of To Kill a Kingdom, which I read, was it last year or the year before? I don't remember, but I read it a while ago and I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars. To Kill a Kingdom is a Little Mermaid retelling. It was so good, and that's why I picked up this one, because I was like, I want to read other books by this author. Celestra is heir to a powerful magic. Locked away in a tower by a cruel king, her destiny is to foretell death and harvest doomed soul to feed his immortality. Nox is a soldier who has spent years plotting vengeance on the crown. Now he's determined to steal the king's immortality and kill his entire court, starting with Celestra. So it's giving enemies enemies to lovers, having to work together maybe, or like trying to kill each other. I don't really know. I'm excited. It sounds really good. And again, another fantasy to add to the TBR, which I'm very happy about. Moving on to prompt number 4, sorry. A book you know nothing about. That's so similar to the one that we got before that says, buy a book that you've never heard anyone talk about. A book I know nothing about. So for this, I feel like I can't know what the book is about. I can't have heard any reviews. I just need to know nothing about it. I don't know anything about The Gilded Wolves. I've just heard people say that they like it. I don't know anything about Defy the Night. Again, I've just heard people say they like it. Threads That Bind, I know what that's about because I've read the back of it. I feel like I also could do like a new release. So Fragile Sanctuary is Catherine Cowell's new book that she sent me, which I'm so thankful for, and I just have no idea what it's about. But then I also just recently got sent This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, and I also know nothing about this book. Like, I don't know what it's about. I haven't heard any reviews about it because it is a new release. I feel like it just hasn't made its rounds on the internet yet. Like, it's just too new, at least when I'm filming this. The only thing I've seen is that Destiny on Goodreads gave it 4 stars recently, and that really intrigued me because I've only read one other book by Carly Fortune. I read Every Summer After, I think that's the name of it. Yes, Every Summer After. And I gave it 3 stars. I liked it, but I didn't love it. And then last year, she brought out another book that I just heard like no good reviews about, so I didn't end up picking it up. And now she's brought out this one, and I got sent it in like publisher PR mail, which I'm very thankful for, but I don't know anything about it. And maybe I'll put this on my list. It will be good to have like a romance. One of the things that really sucks about living in the Southern Hemisphere is obviously we're in winter, while America and the UK and places like that are in their summer. So while everyone in my subscription box is reading all of their summery little cute romances on their vacations or at the beach or by the pool, I'm freezing sitting in my house with like slippers and hoodies on, which I'm not going to complain. I love slippers and I love hoodies, but it's just like, it's not the vibe to read summer romances when you're freezing. But also I do want to read this soon, and I don't want to wait till summer to read it. So you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Why not? It works with the prompt, so I'm just not going to overthink it. Prompt number 5, a book a friend recommended. I could do The Storied Life of AJ Fickery because I've heard a lot of the book girlies talk about this. I feel like I also could do Two Twisted Crowns, because again, I feel like a lot of my book girly friends have talked about this. Skyward, I know Katie is reading. I say a friend recommended, I'm just talking about people that I watch on the internet. I shouldn't like assume they want to be my friend. Hopefully they do, but I'm just pretending they're all my friends because they feel like it. I know The Rule Book, the book girlies have also read recently. Oh, Snow Globe, Carrie Can Read talked about this, and she was the one who convinced me to buy it, so that could be a good option. I feel like I either want to do Snow Globe or The Storied Life of AJ Fickery. I think I'm gonna go Snow Globe. This is just like the most intriguing concept to me. I think it's set in like a dystopian kind of world where everyone is just freezing. The whole world is just cold, snowy, whatever, except for this one little like dome, giant dome that has like a city in it, and inside that dome it is warm, life is wonderful. It's like where all the rich people live, and the only way that you can go and live in there is if you become like an actor or something like that in these TV shows that get broadcast to people in the rest of the world. And apparently one of the actors in this Snow Globe gets killed or goes missing or something like that, and they need to replace her. So the main character that we're following, I think, gets to go live in the Snow Globe. So that just sounds really interesting to me. When I looked it up on Goodreads, it's like dystopian, fantasy, thriller, mystery. So I have no idea what the storyline of this book is going to be and like what the actual plot is, but it sounds fascinating. Final prompt is a book that is more than 600 pages. Well, what's Taming 7? You're kidding. 550? It's not 600 pages? What about The Final Empire? It's over 600. It is. I don't think any other book on here is over 600 pages. They don't look chunky enough. No, 560. Alright, well, I guess we're reading The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. I did say that I wanted to read other Brando Sando before I got into Skyward, and this is the series that I was talking about. I've been wanting to read this series for so long, but it just intimidates me a lot. I actually tried to start it at one point, but I just got a little bit confused and I kind of gave up. But I feel like I wasn't giving it enough of my time and energy. You know how sometimes you start a book and you're like, I already know that I'm getting distracted. Like, I know that I'm not taking this in, and it was just one of those days when I started it. So I think I'm gonna have to give it another chance and really fully concentrate, fully focus, just give it everything that I have. But I really think I am going to enjoy this, and I'm really excited to continue the series, hopefully, if I like this one. This is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, if you didn't know. And a lot of people say that if you're gonna start reading Brandon Sanderson, start with this series. I have actually read one other book by Brandon Sanderson, which is Warbreaker, which is a standalone, and I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I read that last year. Haven't picked up another one since, so I really need to. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I love it how I said I really wanted to pick up a lot of fantasy books, and I have. But we need to go back to our, I think it was like second prompt. I can't remember. But the prompt was, buy a book that you've never heard anyone talk about. I'm gonna go on Amazon. Let's have a look in teen and young adult books, because I do love a YA book. Under Most Wished For, they have Harvest Day, The Crimson Moth, By the Orchid and the Owl, and Reckless. I've read The Crimson Moth. I definitely want to read Reckless when it comes out, but I've never heard of Harvest Day or By the Orchid and the Owl. So let's have a look at those. Book 1 of 5, The Sovereign Code. It says on the back, humans saved bees from extinction and created the deadliest threat we've seen yet. Watch everyone know about this book except for me. So sorry if this is so popular and I'm just very out of the loop. The loss of bees was heralded as the 6th wave of extinction. Economies crashed, ecosystems collapsed, wars were waged, and countless starved. Luckily, humans were able to alter bees' genetic code to deal with the hazards of pesticides and disease, inadvertently making their venom fatal to humans. So it's like a dystopian? That sounds really interesting. Let's have a look at By the Orchid and the Owl and see what that one's about. On the island of Eshol, a ruling council gifts magic to all its citizens whether they want it or not. 18-year-old Raina Dre should be excited for her branding when the island's good council will infuse her blood with one of its 5 sanctioned magics, the ability to wield elements, summon objects, shift forms, talk to wildlife, or manipulate minds. The good council is good, the branding doesn't hurt, and the institution she must attend afterward to learn how to control her new gift is only a little dangerous. Is this like magic school vibes? Or at least that's what Raina has always heard. As soon as she arrives at the Esholian Institute, however, a peer pressure dare makes her explode with a power as deadly as it is forbidden. Worse yet, the only one who can teach her how to hide it from the good council is Cohen Steeler, a much too handsome 5th year who can manipulate minds as easily as he breathes. He alone understands Raina's forbidden power because he has the same one. Okay, that sounds really good. Is this a series? 420 pages. It was released on my birthday. Surely that's a sign. Yeah, it says book 1, so surely it's a series. Okay, and maybe I'll order that one, because that just sounds really interesting. I might get it on my Kindle, and then if I really like it, I'll get the physical copy. Done. That sounds so interesting. Okay, well, we have finished choosing out my June TBR. Let's do a little recap. Firstly, we have Only a Monster. We also have Princess of Souls. This Summer Will Be Different, Snow Globe, The Final Empire, and lastly, By the Orchid and the Owl. And then also whatever my book club chooses as its June book. But I'm so happy with this. I feel like we've got such a good variety, and I'm genuinely really excited to read all of these. I hope you guys enjoyed choosing my monthly TBR with me. I would love to know what's on your June TBR, and I will see you guys in a few days with my May wrap up. Goodbye.